I was 10 years old when I got the dollhouse for my birthday. It was a beautiful thing made of dark wood with intricate carvings. The windows were made of stained glass and the roof was covered in tiny tiles. I couldn't wait to play with it. I spent hours setting up the furniture and arranging the dolls. I had a whole family of dolls, from a mom and dad to a baby. I even had a dog and a cat. I loved playing with them, and I would often spend hours lost in my own little world. One day I was playing with the dollhouse when I heard a noise. I looked up and saw one of the dolls moving. I blinked in surprise. I had never seen the dolls move before. I watched as the doll walked across the room and climbed up the stairs. I followed it, curious to see what it would do. The doll went into the bedroom and climbed into bed. I stood in the doorway watching it. After a few minutes, the doll closed its eyes and fell asleep. I stared at it for a long time, trying to figure out what was going on. I had never seen a doll move before, and I didn't know what to make of it. I decided to ask my mom about it. When I told her what I had seen, she didn't believe me at first. But when I showed her the doll, she was just as surprised as I was. She didn't know what to make of it either. We decided to take the doll to the toy store and ask the owner what he thought. When we told him what had happened, he just laughed. He said that the doll was probably just a figment of my imagination, but I knew what I had seen, and I knew that the doll was real. I took the doll home and put it back in the dollhouse. I didn't want to play with it anymore. I was too scared, but I couldn't help but wonder what was going on. Why was the doll moving, and what did it want? I didn't sleep well that night. I kept thinking about the doll. I was so scared that I didn't want to go to sleep, but I knew I had to. I was exhausted. I finally fell asleep, but I didn't sleep well. I kept having nightmares about the doll. In my nightmares, the doll would come to life and chase me. I would run and run, but it would always catch me. I woke up in a cold sweat. I was so scared that I didn't want to get out of bed, but I knew I had to. I had to face the doll. I got out of bed and went to the dollhouse. I opened the door and looked inside. The doll was sitting in the living room, just like it had been when I went to bed. I took a deep breath and walked over to the dollhouse. I reached out and touched the doll. It was cold and hard. I took a step back. "What do you want?" I asked. The doll didn't say anything. It just stared at me with its blank eyes. "Why are you here?" I asked. The doll still didn't say anything. I was starting to get scared. I turned and ran out of the room. I ran down the stairs and out of the house. I didn't stop running until I was safe at my friend's house. I told my friend what had happened, and she didn't believe me either. She said I was just imagining things, but I knew what I had seen. The doll was real. I never went back to that house. I was too scared. I didn't want to see the doll again. I didn't know what it wanted, but I knew it wasn't good. I still think about the doll sometimes. I wonder what happened to it. I wonder if it's still out there somewhere, and I wonder if it's still looking for me.